General Motors posted mixed second quarter results just in the last hour. I want to get to Phil LeBeau. He joins us now with a special guest. Phil.
Thank you, Andrew. Let's bring in Dhivya Suryadevara, General Motors Chief Financial Officer. Dhivya, I just heard your analysis, essentially, of the results on the conference call with reporters. Let's talk about where you guys stand in terms of liquidity and your belief that even though you burned through $8 billion in the second quarter, you guys will be able to start repaying some of your debt in the second half of this year, correct?
That's correct, Phil. So if you look at the quarter, our burn of about $9 billion was $1 billion of an operating burn and about $8 billion of working capital unwind. And really the second part starts to rewind when your activity picks back up. And that's our expectation for the second half. We do expect to generate $7 to $9 billion in the second half, obviously assuming a stable macroeconomic backdrop and industry recovery that we're seeing today.
Is that assumption a safe assumption, given what we're seeing with COVID-19 levels, particularly in the Sun Belt states?
Look, it's clearly a fluid situation, and we're watching that very closely. So far, we've seen that the auto demand has been recovering sequentially from March to April to May to June and now July. We have been, from a production standpoint, putting extensive safety measures in place, which have allowed us to operate our facilities and our truck plants really at 3 shifts. So as you point out, it's a fluid situation, but it's one that we're watching closely, and we're preparing for several contingencies.
Dhivya, you've got those safety measures in place, but look, you've had some of your plants, the Wentzville plant outside of St. Louis. You're able to maintain 3 shifts, but you had some issues there with COVID-19. How confident are you that you'll be able to maintain the production rates that you already have in place at all of your plants around the U.S.?
Yeah, so our team members have done a great job of maintaining our safety protocols that we've put in place, and it's certainly working. And absenteeism has been higher than we would have seen prior to COVID, but it is manageable. And in the Wentzville example that you pointed out, we've been able to secure transfers from other sites and temporary workers to get back to a 3-shift type operating plan. So we are navigating through the circumstances and really enforcing that people follow the safety protocols because they do work.
Real quick, Dhivya, the first half sales in the U.S. for the industry, around 14 million vehicles. Is that what you expect for the industry in the second half of this year, or do you think that we might even move a little higher than that?
Our expectation is for a 14 million SAAR, light vehicle SAAR in the second half of the year, and within that, a continued strength in trucks as well. Phil, as you know, that's our strong suit, and that's our expectation, assuming the current macro recovery continues.
Dhivya Suryadevara, the CFO of General Motors. Thank you, Dhivya, for joining us this morning. Guys, with regards to the strong demand for trucks that Dhivya mentioned, they're dealing with tight inventory, and we're hearing this from a number of automakers. That continues to be the case around the country.